Hey guys, this is Connor, and in this video I'm going to go through all of my choice pieces and my proposal and my lit review and show you guys how I developed rhetoric in all of these things. For this video I recommend opening my blog and following along with each piece just so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's begin. So again, my issue that I chose to focus on is paid parental leave, and for my proposal my main goal was to try to use a logical voice. And I did this by using a lot of facts and mathematical data. For example, my first line includes percentages, and then further down the paragraph there's more percentages, and it's just filled with numbers and data that'll support my argument. And I thought this was important because most of the counter arguments against paid leave use economics and factual data to support their arguments. And to convince my audience that paid leave is a good thing, I thought I'd have to retaliate and also use numbers and factual data. Next up is my lit review, and it helps to build ethos, and because information isn't enough to build an argument on. If I'm not credible, then the audience won't buy my information, and because of this I needed a way to build credibility, and I did this with my lit review. And what it does is it basically shows how I can see both sides. For the whole thing, I talk about the opposing side and the side I agree with, that paid parental leave should be implemented. And I actually even acknowledge the fact that one of the best articles I had read on paid parental leave was, in fact, the argument against it. And what this shows the audience is that I have taken into account all the information, including that offered by the other side, and have still come to the conclusion that paid parental leave is for the best, and that thus builds my credibility. Little credibility increases the likelihood of the audience listening to my message. So next up I'm going to talk about my first personal project, and this was the infographic. And my main mode of rhetoric on this one was the appeal to patriotism. As you can see right at the top of the infographic, it says America, right, in big red, white, and blue. And what that does is it immediately makes the connection with the audience that, oh, America and patriotism, and it kind of ignites something in their sense of national pride. And then under that, I then call into the question how great America actually is, even though it doesn't have paid leave. And this can kind of come as a little jarring to them, just because America is generally conveyed as the land of the free and such. And so by creating that jarring effect in the audience, they may be more inclined to want to change things and make sure America truly is a better place. And they may do this by helping to petition for the implementation of parental leave. So my choice piece number 2 and number 3 kind of went together. First off, number 2 was a letter that was written by someone who doesn't support paid parental leave to local businesses, trying to convince them not to support it. And this may seem counterintuitive to provide your audience a counter argument. However, with number 3, I then wrote a letter in the persona of a small business owner who was in favor of paid parental leave. And in that letter, she refutes basically all of the arguments made by the first guy. And so what that does is it puts down the counterclaim and supports my claim, and the audience will read the two and see the favor in my claim over the counterclaim. On top of that, I used power of association for rhetoric, because in the personal project 2, which is the counter argument, it's written in the persona of a corporate business owner who's kind of portrayed as greedy and just impolite. And the lady who wrote personal project number 3 is portrayed as sweet and she's a local business owner. And so the goal is that the audience will then learn to associate the corporate qualities with the anti-argument and the sweet and generous qualities with my argument. So in conclusion, throughout my proposal, my lit review, and my 3 choice pieces, I intentionally used various aspects of how I wrote and what I wrote to optimize the effect of my message on the audience and to optimize their response to my argument.